Hello everybody and welcome back to the Heavenly Jewels YouTube channel. With today's video, it's going to get a little bit personal and it should be a little bit personal for you as well. Today's video talks about my why and why you should have a why. And if you've never heard that phrase, we all know what why means. But in this circumstance, your why is why you do what you do. Why do you get up every morning, fix your hair, go to work, or go fix that breakfast for those kids, get those kids sent off to school? Whatever it is that you do with your day, this is why you do it. And your why is something that can apply to your business. It is something that can apply to your personal life. It is something you can apply to your relationships. You should have something. If you have a business, if you work somewhere, you should have a why for that. Your personal daily life, you most definitely have a why for that, even if you have never taken the time to think about it. Same with your relationships. You have a reason why you are doing what you do. You have a reason why it means something to you. Why you are able to push through and carry on one more day to get through and see the next day, the light at the end of the tunnel. So my video today focuses on my why, and I encourage you to do something to focus on your why. So your why is something that is ever changing. It's something that it's okay if it changes. It's supposed to change. It's good to change it. My why, when I first started out, my original why, I was a mother, and this refers to the paparazzi side of my why, not my personal life why, although a lot of times they coincide with each other. So when I started paparazzi, I was a mother of 2 kids. I had a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old when I first started selling paparazzi a year ago. So my, at the time, 1-year-old, he was born with something called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. This meant that I could not leave him with a babysitter to go to work. There was no daycare around us that would take him. He had had 2 open heart surgeries at this point. There's no daycare that wants a child like that. He's too much of a liability. So if I was going to work, I had to work from home. I had tried several MLMs, such as 31 and It Works, and they weren't my thing. I had tried, I had made an effort, they weren't my thing. So then I got into doing stuff with my Cricut, and again, I love it. I love my Cricut, but with having 2 kids, I didn't have enough time in my day to make a business out of that. So I wanted to be able to help with bills and expenses. I didn't feel like it should fall completely on my husband. I did not feel like I should not contribute something. And then my daughter, at the time she was 4, she found paparazzi. She found paparazzi. I had been letting her play on my phone one day, and she was on Facebook, and the girl that we began watching, her name was Brooke. We started watching her, and it got to the point where my daughter knew her schedule. She knew the days and the times she was going live, and she was going to watch Brooke. You was not going to stop her from watching Brooke. And then I bought my first piece. It took me 2 or 3 weeks, and I bought my first piece. It was the Starlit Shimmer Little Girls pieces. And I bought my first piece. We got the first piece of jewelry. This jewelry is lead nickel free. For the first time, my daughter was able to wear earrings that did not hurt her ears. So I began buying it for her. I started watching more and more myself. And the more I watched, the more I fell in love with the jewelry. I was not a jewelry person at this point in my life. But I began to see the jewelry and I began to love it. So then I tell my mom about paparazzi jewelry. And the three of us are watching paparazzi jewelry every night together from somebody's Facebook page. My husband and my stepdad are the ones who originally said, you guys start your paparazzi business. So after good 6 months of watching other people sell paparazzi, me and my mom had talked about it, my stepdad and my husband had encouraged it, and we began to sell our own paparazzi jewelry. We bought the $99 kit, and so my original why was initially to make that extra money from home, and because I loved the jewelry, because Adlin loved the jewelry, and that was it. That was my why. It wasn't extravagant, it wasn't long, it was just that. It was a love born from just simply seeing the jewelry. Now my why has evolved and it's changed, and my goals have broadened. My original goal was to sell a few pieces a week, be happy with that. If I would have made $10, that was wonderful. Now, pushing through to my new why and my new goal, my new why is, during the beginning of my paparazzi journey, I found out that I was pregnant with our third baby, our surprise pandemic baby. And I was now catapulted from being a mother of 2 to a mother of 3. And now my why was to support my family of 5. This is also my way. This is my thing. This is how I enjoy myself, is coming in here, playing in my jewelry. This is my little mini vacation every day. Our love for the jewelry continued to grow, and it still continues to grow. There's not ever going to be a day that we don't look at the new piece and go, oh my gosh, I've got to have that. Let's put that in my cart. This is now something that we get to do as a family. What started out as really just Adeline, which is my 5-year-old, started out with just her, grew to me and her, which grew to me and her and my mom, and now our whole family's involved. All right, if you see my grandmother, she's going to be wearing a piece of jewelry. You tell her you like her jewelry, she's going to tell you, oh, my granddaughter sells this. My mom, she wears the jewelry every day. She works as a custodial person at the elementary school. She wears the lanyards. I wear, even if I'm not going anywhere, the jewelry makes me feel nice. But it's evolved. And then you have my stepdad, who is a huge supporter of us, and he stepped in and did this with us. And my husband, who has now started calling himself the Urban King. He sells the Urban line for me most of the time. My daughter sells the Starlit Shimmer for me. I do most of the lives, and then my mom kind of fills in when she's needed and helps me with background stuff. My stepdad will model the jewelry for me on live sometimes. It's something that we can all have fun with and enjoy ourselves with, and it's turned into a way that we can all spend time with each other and just have a little bit of fun. I genuinely enjoy what I do. The reason why I genuinely enjoy what I do is because not just the jewelry. I love the jewelry. I love looking at the jewelry. But also the amazing group of women that I have came in contact with since I started this business. Women that I wouldn't have met had it not been for my beautiful jewelry. And now I have a relationship with them. They're more than customers. They're my friends. They're my family. I know what's going on in their life. They know what's going on in mine. We pray for each other. It's a community of women that love and support each other. Now, my new goal, it's not really about making money, although that is still there. You have that need to support your family with what you do, so it's still there. But it's widened a little bit. And I see myself as life of the party. I'm going to start at bronze. I'm going to snag bronze. I'm going to be all the way up. I want to be diamond access. I want to be life of the party. I want to walk across the stage at convention. I want to go to convention. I want to be that girl. And I know that the only way I'm going to be that girl is by working hard, by being consistent, by broadening my horizons. I have went from only doing Facebook Lives to now I'm doing Facebook Lives, Facebook Stories, Facebook album sales, Facebook wall drops, Instagram stories, TikTok videos, YouTube videos. I have broadened my horizon, and I will continue to do so until I get to my goal of being life of the party, all the way up there, life of the party, walking across that stage at convention. That's my goal. We started with a $99 kit. We grew a whole lot faster than what we were expecting to grow. I started out with 50 pieces of jewelry in my living room. I now have an inventory of 1,000 pieces of jewelry and moved from my living room to a whole dining room in my mom's house. My next step is to get a building that I'll put outside that's even bigger. My goal keeps expanding, and yours should too. I have a challenge for you today, and I don't want you to I don't want you to take this as, well, I don't have a why. I don't sell paparazzi jewelry. I don't have a business. You have a why, and I want you to take just a few moments of your day and write down your why. Why do I do this every day? Why? What is my purpose? What is my goal? Just take a few minutes to write that down. You don't have to tell anybody. Write it down and store it away somewhere. Look at your why again in a month, 2 months, 6 months, and see how much it's changed, and re-look at your why. You were not created to be anything less than amazing. We were created to be more than just enough. You're made for more than just adequacy. You are made to be something special. We were supposed to be successful, and we can be successful. All we have to do is claim it and go for it and work hard, and it's yours. And that's a lesson that I'm learning to preach to myself every single day. It's something that I say to myself in the mirror every single day. So in this video, I told you my why. And the next video, I'll talk about my how. How I go about my day and how I organize my jewelry, and it's going to be amazing, and I think you'll really learn something from it. If you're not in this to sell jewelry, I hope you at least learned a little bit about me and why I chose to sell the jewelry. And if you're thinking about selling the jewelry, let this be the video that tells you just go for it. You're not going to regret your decision. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your night. If you're not following me on Facebook, make sure to find my group, Heavenly Jewels. Like my Facebook page, Heavenly Jewels. Everything is under the same name. Follow along with me, see what I do, and maybe you'll want to be a part of it too. Goodbye, everybody.